Pet build without full zuni. I have full zuni, but for the sake of showing you the pet build without full zuni, because considering most people don't have full zuni yet, this is what you would use. Ideally for this build, you're going to want to have Tasker and Theo, pet helm, for the increased damage there and speed, and Swamp Laner pants as well for your zombie bears, poison bears. The reason I'm running poison bears instead of pylon is one, zombie bears does a total damage of about 1200 weapon damage per cast, with swamp laners, that's pretty much gonna outdo pylon, even with the plus physical and the gear. Pylon is a lot harder to really get all the trash with, and that's the idea of using zombie charger, is to create an AoE type skill to clear what your pets aren't clearing, because the pets tend to kind of wander and whatnot. Also, I'm just running one zuni piece, so there's no set bonuses in this build right now. It's just basically what you'd use if you're starting out and you had the Taskers and the pet helm. Augild's just the one piece. You could run two piece, but for this build I'm going to run Reaper Wraps with physical for the pet damage, and that is because of the resource regeneration, and there's going to be a lot of lack in resource regen with bears, considering you're running Sycophants, so you're losing a passive there, and the rest of your gear may not have mana regen or max mana in it. The Serpent, of course, again is for the reduced damage with dogs. Try to get increased zombie charger or fetish army damage on that. Unity, of course, again is for the reduced damage with your follower. In the time of viewing this video, they may nerf this, in which case you would use a physical or poison SOJ in that slot. Grander to reduce any set bonuses you have. Considering I don't actually have any set bonuses right now, I'm just going to go ahead and use a SOJ. And I'm actually probably going to use... Yeah, I'll just go ahead and stick with that. Let's see here. Jade Harvester boots, doesn't matter what boots you wear, as long as you're getting plus zombie charger on them, because you're going to want that increased zombie charger damage to help you with your AoE clearing. And Doombringer is for the plus physical. If you have the Star of Kukri, that would be the ideal weapon to use with this build, and if you did have one in place of Slam Dance, I would actually run Rain Dance to give you pretty much infinite mana while you're running around and throwing zombie bears while you're in those big bad boos. So, and then plus physical on your amulet or poison. Probably going to go for plus physical because the majority of your damage is going to be coming from your pets with this build. And Witching Hour or chest belt, or if you wanted to, you could go with Blackthorn's belt and pants. Pretty good combo with that and a lot of EHP. So you could run Blackthorn's belt and pants and get a good amount of EHP there if you want that. As you can see, I have 6.1 and I pop these on and go up to 8.5. So depending on your torment level, you could run that. For the sake of this right now though, I'm going to show you without, because like I said, I want to run this without any sets. So oh, and then also these skills. Sycophants for spawning fetishes with zombie charger. Grave Injustice for obviously reducing cooldowns. Blood Ritual.
Daunting and cruelia. You don't want to feel like a Fulia. You want the best home for Yulia. Maybe with an in-ground Pulia, close to a great
to reduce the cost of bears, and a little bit of life regen, and spiritual to reduce your or increase your max mana and mana regen.
Kick your feet up on a comfortable footstoolia and start your home search on Trulia. Tap the banner to download the free Trulia app and start searching for homes today.
just like with the bear build, you need to kind of use the globes to your advantage. So when you see a globe pop up, and you run out of mana, like right now, there's a globe, got the globe, continue throwing bears. You won't get a ton of Psychophants with bears, but you'll get some. And like I said, the only time you really need your fetish army is during elites, and they do a ton of burst damage. So when you find an elite, it should be cooled down, and you should be able to throw it once again. Really good at bursting down elites. The only thing you have to remember is your mana is gonna you're gonna have to manage your mana. So keep an eye out for those globes, and that's why I say you don't want too much pickup radius, because too much pickup radius is gonna get those globes before you might need them, which can end up hurting you a little bit. At times like this, when you're kind of waiting for Fetish Army to come down, just let your mana regen. Kind of back off a little bit. Spirit Walk is your friend for your increased mana. Another thing to remember is Electrified with fetishes will kill you. Electrified is pretty rough. Every single time a fetish attacks, it's going to proc Electrified, so keep an eye out for that passive. I mean that affix on elites. And everybody in chat, as soon as I finish this build, explanation of this build, I'll go ahead and answer all the questions in chat. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a very simple build to use. The only thing is just try and manage your mana. Like I said, you can run Pylon if you want. It's just a slightly different mechanic. You'll see some pretty cool big crits with it, and it's also really fun. And it's a little bit of a change versus zombie bears, but I personally prefer zombie bears. So, if you guys have any other questions with the build, feel free to check out my Twitch at twitch.tv/controlledanger. That's in the description. Have fun.